Volkswagen is also going to offer a black edition of the updated Golf 4, and it's got a couple of new features. We're going to start around the front because they've done something that a lot of owners have wanted for a long time, and a lot of owners have chosen to go down the aftermarket route. This time you can now get a darkened Volkswagen logo, so it's all part of the new black edition. You get all the black lines here, you get a black badge, but even though that's darkened, it's still illuminated as well. So it does still light up, but when the car is off, it gives it that nice darkened look. Other things around the front, so as I mentioned, this is now all dark in here. This is the illuminated light bar. The base and all inside the updated headlights are also black as well. Same on top here. So it's really just leaning into that dark look. Obviously it comes with the IQ Matrix LED headlights and all the detailing around the front here with this quite aggressive looking design here, all finished in a high gloss black. The Golf 4 is also available with a new Warmenau style forged wheel. It's a 19-inch rim. It looks fantastic. When you look at it dead straight on as well, you can see just how thin all those spokes design are. This wheel weighs 2.2 kilos less than the standard wheel. So it's all in all, you're saving 8.8 kilograms around the car. The Golf 4 Black Edition also has black calipers, and you can see it, even the ore on the caliper is slightly darkened, as is the center cap on the wheel. And when you see it dead on like that, you can see all of the brakes, just how thin those wheels are. It looks really impressive. You also get the ore logo there on the door. That's in black. It even says black on the B pillar too. But around the back of the car, this is where you start to see one of the other benefits, because you get all of the performance pack options as well included in the black edition. That includes this spoiler, so you can see there how the air slots in over and below it. And across the back then, you have the darkened Volkswagen logo. Again, the darkened ore. You've got the IQ tail lights here as well, which is an update on all of the new Golfs. And then right down the bottom, even the 4 tailpipes are finished with a black finish as well. Just adds to the whole meaner look. Now, one thing is though, if you upgrade the exhaust to the Akrapovic system, that doesn't get black finish, it just gets the usual titanium, but they also look pretty mega. Inside there are a few changes to the Golf 4, and although the black edition doesn't get anything specific, it does get all of the latest features that are new to the Golf 4. What is new? Well, first of all, there's a nice 12.9-inch touchscreen display. This now has the illuminated bar across the bottom, which is something that I know everybody, both journalists and owners, have complained about, but they've solved it now. It is now illuminated. There's also now a dedicated display icon of the car itself. So the graphic is not just a generic Golf, it is actually a specific Golf ore there as well. So as you go through the car, the details, you can actually see stuff that is specific to the Golf 4. So that's a kind of a nice touch that they've done. The infotainment system with this new system does actually work quite well. It does react very quickly as well. All the inputs, there's no discernible lag at all in that respect. And you've got all the usual sort of features that are there from in terms of App Connect. You've got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all the usual sort of things you would want. But of course, there is still a lot of car specific stuff. So when you go through the different modes, for example, you now have an eco mode, which is a new thing with this car. You've got comfort, sport, race, individual, and actually when you go into the race, with this, because this has the performance pack, you've also got the drift mode and the special mode again, which is quite a nice feature to have. And what you can also do is the individual setting on this gives you even more adjustability and setup of the car. So you can really dial right into a granular level of how you want to have this car set up in terms of the adaptive dampers, all that kind of stuff. So that's quite a nice feature to have as well. The center console, well, you've still got this little stubby gear shifter here, gear selector. It's all automatic transmissions now in the Golf, or that has basically, there's no more manual, because funnily enough, very few people bought the manual. Even though everybody says, oh, manual is much better than an auto, the reality is everybody bought the automatic. So that's what we get now. I also want to talk about the digital display, because that also gets a lot of new graphics, and there's a whole host of information inside here, so you can get all sorts of different things from, you know, the charge pressure, every parameter of driving information you want to have is there. There's also now a GPS based track lap timer as well. So you have, say you're doing a track day, you can set up where you want the start line to be, and it will pinpoint that GPS information, and every time you run through another lap, it will automatically restart that. It can also do a lot of other things as well, such as running through, recording your 0 to 100 times, quarter mile, 80 to 120 kilometer an hour sprints, all that kind of stuff. It can now record all that. So if you really want to keep an eye on all your data and how you're doing, it's got that. But one trick that they've added, which I think is pretty cool, is the launch control mode now has a traffic light countdown. So when you engage it, when you have it, you can have these 5 red lights will appear to give you a countdown. And once they go off, you lift off, you launch, and it will also record your reaction time as well. So that's kind of a neat feature to have. What else? Well, on a practical level, they've stuck with the same steering wheel as before. They've also stuck with the haptic controls on the steering wheel. Now, on other Golfs that they've updated as part of this new update for the Mark 8, they've gone back to buttons. But Volkswagen says that all of its OR customers, or most of its OR customers, want to have the haptic controls. Now, one of the criticisms of that was the sensitivity of the panels, but what they've done is the 2 outer buttons, which are the ones that most people caught with the ball of their hand as they were turning the wheel, which in this case is the heated steering wheel and the Golf OR button. What they've done is they've decreased the sensitivity of that part of the panel, not the whole panel, just of those areas. So what it means is when you want to engage it, you really have to press it in properly in order to activate it, whether it's the seat heating or the OR button. It's a workaround. Some people will still prefer buttons, but at least they've done something a little bit different about it. You've still got the paddles here as well. They're a nice feel. I would like if they were a bit more of a metallic feel to them, but they're a decent size and they're fixed onto the wheel, so they're always where you want them. And everything else is pretty much the same. There's not really a great difference overall. There are new seats. These exact seats I'm sitting in are still in a pre-production stage, so they're not the final finished article. So I'm not going to talk about them too much. You're going to have to wait and see until the car is launched, but at least this gives you an idea of what to expect. Other details, you've got the carbon fiber here across the dashboard. It has a nice look to it. There's a little sliver of light illumination in there as well. Obviously, this being the black edition, you've got a black headlining. You've got gloss black here around the center console as well. You can just about make out, it says Golf embossed on the back there. You've got 2 USB-C ports there as well, and inside there you've also got some extra storage. You've got decent cup holders, 12-volt socket, stuff underneath there, storage, all the usual features that if you've been in a Golf 8 already, that's what you'll have. But yeah, the big changes, you've got some cool digital displays, you've got a better touchscreen inside, improvements in some way with the steering wheel, and yeah, that's what the inside of the Golf OR Black Edition is like. So that's our first look around the updated Golf 4 in the Black Edition. I think it looks pretty mean looking. Not everyone is going to like it, but it does get a lot of cool upgrades. You've got those mega looking wheels, you've got the performance pack details. There is a lot to like about it, but we want to know whether you like it, so do tell us in the comments below if you're a fan of the updated Golf, in particular this Black Edition. At the moment, at time of launch, it's still not 100% confirmed whether this car will come to Ireland or even the UK, so we still have to wait and see exactly. But in the meantime, that's a first look at it. Hope you found it interesting. If you want to know more about this or the rest of the updated Golf range, head over to our website. It's CompleteCar.ie. You'll find it linked in the description below, and it's a great resource for finding your next new car. Thanks for watching.